Well, a little progress update. I've got 2 tires on the front to hold air, some Steelies. Ranger's got his ball, and I'm going to see. I got a little bit of daylight left. Sun's going down. A little bit of daylight, so we're going to try to get this running right here where it's at the barn. And I've got battery, some gas. But my next issue was there's no key left in the ignition. Oh, dumb. So I went and got all my keys. I've got a box, all kinds of miscellaneous keys in it. Started going through them. I was like, what did you do with the key to this? Somebody was smart enough. I looked in the ashtray, and down in the bottom of the crusties there was a key in there, and it fits the ignition. Score. And I dug around in my box, and lo and behold, I have 2 keys for this truck. Anyway, that crisis averted. We're gonna get set up here and see if we can get this thing to turn over. Possibly hear it fire here in a minute. Stay tuned. Hit the first snag. I don't know what I had going on here before, but it has a side post negative terminal, and it's too short. I was going to think about just clamping it on to the post, but it is not long enough. And I don't know if a guy even flip this dude around. Yeah, let's see. We might be able to do that. Sparkles? Yep, got sparkles. Something's on. Let me go to the garage. I'll get a clamp and clamp and some way to hang my fuel cell. So be right back. Battery is installed with the proper clamp on the negative post. Fuel cell installed. I'm going to have to go find a clamp to clamp my hose to the carburetor and go back in my storage area. Hang on. Alright, found a clamp. I had one in stock. One-handed. Yep, come on. There we go. Get it off there. Yep. One-handed sucks. Here, hang out right here. Oh yeah. Great. Oh, that one ain't gonna work. Let's try this one. Oh, much better. Much better. See you later. You don't need no filter. If you do, it's laying back there by that straight 6. Alright. Out for the junk. Out for the junk. Alright, got fuel tank, fuel cell installed, clamp on, ignition on, fire extinguisher. The extinguisher is down there. Never know. I don't think it's locked up. No, it is not. We'll crank it over and see what it does before I put any fuel in it. She cranks. Let's give her a little splash of fuel here. All right, let's see if she barks off. Oh yeah. Try her again. The bowl ought to be full. Oh. Come on. Let's try with key. How about that? Acts like it's only firing when it's cranking. So we may have a bad wire going to the brain box. May have to do a little hot wire. These Ford, this doesn't have the points. This has the DuraSpark Ford. You got power going to the module when you're cranking and when you let off the key, and it's only firing when I'm cranking it. They just have a bad connection. It may have a wire eat up by a mouse. I don't know why it'd have a mouse in it, but we'll keep trying for a second. But it did run. Get a little more in the bowl. Make sure that bowl's getting full. Oh yeah. Try her again. Yeah. We're gonna go grab the meter and see if we got power going constant to the module there. All right, after some investigation with the meter, took that connection apart right here, and we had power, 12 volts going into the box. Checked the connection coming over to the distributor, pulled it out. I had two lugs that had 9.8 volts. It's resisted down, ballast resistor or a resistor wire. I was like, what the devil? So I checking the connections and cleaned them up a little bit, tried it, and it ran for a second on its own without the starter, and it ran out of gas. So I put a little more gas down its throat. And I noticed when I pumped the throttle, I had some sparks down here. Lo and behold, wire on the coil came off. The end's gone off of it. I had to go get an end. And it's almost dark, as you can tell. It's got a little bit of light, so let me go get an end and a crimper and put it on there and see if we can get it to fire up and run on its own. couldn't find any spade female spade bits, so next best thing is the alligator clip. We're gonna get this on there real quick. All right, let's try it again. Alligator clip is on. Gas down the throat. Come on, baby. I think needle and seat are stuck, and possibly the accelerator pump is not working. Accelerator pump is not working. Alright. Looks like a job for tomorrow. Pulling that carburetor apart. She ought to have plenty of fuel in it. Yeah, it's gonna be a job for tomorrow. I'm not dragging this to the driveway to get light because I don't think the wife likes the thought of this truck sitting out in the driveway right by the house. I don't blame her. It's pretty ugly. So tomorrow evening we'll take that carburetor apart. We will have gas in it. I'm pretty sure I've got parts. Possibly, I'd say something's probably clogged up in it. It's been sitting as long as it has. And I may have accelerator pump, but I'm pretty confident I want to be able to drive it from here to over there so I can do a little washing on it and get all the mold and leaves and everything off of it. All right, stay tuned. Here we are again. New day, new goal. Goal is to take the carburetor off, take it apart. See if we can clean it up. See if there's something stopping it. So, get you guys sit over here somewhere without falling. Pie pan off. Grab our tools. Make a gas mess first thing. Taking the line off. If we can get it off. There we go. Yep. Right where you want gas. All over your electronics. Yep. Let's just sit that guy out here. Yeah. That accelerator linkage. Four nuts, and we should be off. Make sure we lose every one of them. Power company is working down the road today, making a lot of racket. I don't know what they're doing. They got flags and cones out everywhere. School bus going by. Yep, get them. Get them, Ranger. Yeah. Looks like they're doing some underground boring. But like, shut up. Take it off there. Yeah, like I said, successful. Lost one of the nuts. Never see that again. My devil. Oh, oh. There it is. All right. Let's take this dude over to the garage and see if we can rebuild it. All right, we're back at it. Took this carburetor apart. The only thing I seen wrong that was stopping fuel from getting in the bowl was the inlet was clogged up. Took the top off of it. I cleaned the jets out and air bleeds, all that stuff. It looks great inside. I guess maybe mud dauber or something got mud in there. Got that cleaned out, and I didn't show any of that because I had some company stop by, good buddy of mine. So I had to visit with him for a minute, and I just put this back together while we was talking. So we missed a little footage there. He's kind of camera shy, so I didn't film him. We'll get this put back on here and see what we got. All right, carburetor is on, fuel plumbed up, ignition is on, fire extinguisher staged, ready, just in case, never know. Probably ain't squirting any fuel, but we'll try it anyway. We'll see what happens. Let's see here. You don't want to look at me, do you? Nope. Come on. Well, let's see if we got squirter action here. Get you guys set up here. Stay. All right. Yeah, no squirter. Why not? Oh, there we go. Now we got squirt action. Let's see what we got now. That's plugged in. Come on. I know you're on. Huh. I don't know. I guess I'll go back to the garage and get the meter. It's not even trying to fire now. Maybe it ain't got enough gas in it. It's squirting good. Oh, dripping out of the accelerator pump. Alright, hang on a minute. Let's see if she likes this. Yep, definitely likes that. Don't like that. Well, conclusion, the accelerator pump's bad. It's leaking when you try to pump, and it's not squirting in the into the carburetor. I found another one, but we're working against the clock. It is getting dark on us, so I'm going to try to get in here to get this off before I lose all my light. So you guys are going to have to sit on the back burner for a second and see if I can do this before it gets dark. Well, I got it off there. The good one is the wrong one, and the old one is drier than a powder maker's ass. So I've got a couple of other carburetors here that have different plates on the front where the accelerator pump goes. They're a little different. I'm going to take them apart and see if they've got the part that I need, because the old one, let's see, the old one that was in the carburetor has this stem on it, where the good one I have does not have that stem. But I think possibly these in the carburetor, this stem is not attached to the accelerator pump. So let me pop these apart real quick and I'll see. Well, just like I suspected, this part is different, and it's actually what we need. This plunger is separate from the accelerator pump. So we're going to pop this one on with this accelerator pump in that carburetor. So let me see if I can do that. Now that it's dark 30, I got the accelerator pump in, and linkage, I had to change the linkage out. It's a little different, goofy little shit. And go to try to start it. Now I can see sparks coming off the coil wire going to the it's either the power wire or the negative. It's probably the negative. I'm going to have to get another coil wire. That's the boot. It won't go in the coil right. So give me another minute. It's trying. We may have to abort mission again. Tired of the dark. rev it up too much, you get pelted in the face with rust from the belts and the pulleys. Come on. Stay running. Oh. Will it move? Nope. She might be low on the transmission fluid. All right. We'll have to save that for tomorrow. Dang it. Oh. New day, Saturday morning. We'll work on this rust bucket again. Last time we worked on it 2-3 days ago. We had it running. The transmission low on fluid, it wouldn't move, so we couldn't move it over and get to the close to the water hose so we can wash this thing off. So I've got a little bit of blood juice down the throat there. Put a little more gas in the can. I'm gonna hook the battery up and see if we can't get it to bark off again, and see if this transmission will pull. We may need to add some more fluid, but let me get this battery hooked up. We'll be right back. All right, a little down the throat. Got my Lone Wolf 2000 or whatever. Oh yeah, there we go again. It's just the mailman. Hey, whack. Run on your own, please. Come on. Ranger. It wants to run. It wants to run. And that fuel line wants to leak. Whatever reason. Probably because it's not real fuel line. I can't get it idled up anymore. The idle adjustment is bottomed out. So I don't know if we've got a vacuum leak somewhere, but it will not idle up. But it will run. It wants to run. What was that noise? Oh, I see. Transmission is pumping. Transmission's pumping now. Coming out of the cooler hose down there. That's great. That's probably why it's low. All right, let me turn the key off and may have to shorten that hose up or something. Just going to the radiator right there. You can see it's bleeding out of there. All right, I'll be back. I want you guys to listen to this. This kid drove by a while ago on this F-150. Listen to how nasty this thing sounds. I don't know how anybody can drive it. It would drive me insane. Here it comes. Oh, he ain't gonna get on it. There he goes. Sound of freedom. Boy, he's really got the power in that thing. Okay, enough to mess around. Got the hose on down there. New piece of line. The other one was rotted off, just split. Then we had our badass F-150 go by. Kids will be kids. I get it. I was once a kid many years ago. All right, let's see if we can get her running again. Come on. A little more. Oh, devil. Catch on fire. Why does it do that? Every once in a while, fiddle around, and it'll only start when you crank it. As soon as you let off the switch, it's back to dying. I don't get it. Then all of a sudden it'll take off. Too much. There we go again. What am I missing? What am I missing? Something in this harness? If I was to guess, it'd be something in this harness that is less than desirable. Probably had mouse chewing on it. Ain't got good connections. Well, try. Oh, what's that? Try again here. Look at this mess. Limbs, leaves. Couldn't be contributed to any of that. Wiggle stuff around. That'll fix it. Nope. Why? Is it that? Solenoid wire there? It's awful loose. I don't know. That is not it. It'll bark right off though. I thought I seen a vacuum leak. Nope. It's just the EGR. Let me investigate. You know what I did? I went and grabbed another brain box. I did that. Now it runs. I scared it. Oh, I pissed it off again. Yeah. Yeah, pissed it off. Okay, let's go in the cab, fire it up in there, and see if we can put her in the gear. What are you doing in here? You trying to find mice? You seen it? We're gonna run out of fuel. My jug fell off the roof. We're gonna have to secure that roof if we're gonna drive this over to the garage driveway. All right, let me see what I can do. All right, I got the fuel cell mounted temporarily to get us over that way. Gravity's your friend. You don't need a fuel pump. Just run it down and in. There's not much to ratchet strap to. As you can see, even the latch is broke off this area here, so she's barely hanging in there. Put a little more tranny fluid in it. I'll put the stick back in there, and we're going to attempt to drive it to the yard. That's pieces of that accelerator pump that I took off, and that coil wire would not stay in the coil. push it in there and come back out, and the spark would go from there to the positives, or the other lug on the coil, right by where the gas was leaking. I thought for sure I was going to have some nice campfire that night. So we'll see if we can fire it up from inside the cab. And oh, I may need to put a little power steering fluid in it. Hopefully it'll turn and we can go over to the yard there. And then we're going to do a little cleaning. That'll be enjoyable because it's like 30, maybe 40 degrees. Windier than hell today. But ain't no rest for the wicked. Ain't no rest for the wicked. It don't take much. This has got the good style pump that I like on it. Not like the, I don't know what year they stopped for sure, if it was 78 or 7, but they started putting those plastic bodied pumps on there. Those are the ones that are famous for the Ford power steering squall. This style here is a better pump. I don't know who made that, if it was Ford or whatever, but they had them on there for many years. They hold up good. I've got one on my CJ. CJ has one, and Uncle Jesse has one, and one on the CJ also runs the hydraulic assist steering, so that's good. But Old Blue, it has that squalling style on there, and the YJ has a Saginaw style pump like Chevrolet, so it works pretty good. Man, it's taking a lot of fluid. Good night. She must be dry. That's what happens when they sit around. Drink up. Oh, we're coming out of the top. Yep. And it's weed killer. Didn't see that. Didn't see that. Lube up your hinges with the excess. Yeah. There you go. Alright. I think we're good to try it now. Oh, yep. We're over full. Yeah. Extra never hurt. Fill up the box. Alright, let's see if we can't move here. Yep. Oh God. What in the devil? You can't make this up. Damn it. Back out. Back out here. You definitely cannot make this up. Back to this stupid ass not starting. Damn it. This truck's gonna fight me all the way. I think I've figured out the problem. It'll take a minute to fix it, but noticed a while ago we went to start it in the cab. It won't do anything. Did you hear it bump? Did you hear it bump right there? I turn it over and hold it and it won't do anything, but I let off. I let off just a little bit. I let off, it'll bump. You got to let it off just right for it to keep constant power to the brain box. I even swapped the brain box, the DuraSpark box, out with a different one. Same scenario. But it's not, the key switch isn't sending constant power to the ignition. It only starts whenever I'm hitting this switch here. And that's sending momentary power to the box while you're cranking. Because a lot of times when you go to crank on something, a lot of your accessories shut off when you're cranking because all that power is sent to your starter, so you have to have a constant power. So that's why it's on this push button switch. So you got two power wires basically that go to your ignition. Anyway, I think the switch in the dash is something wrong with it, and that's why I wouldn't crank over. It wasn't a solenoid. So I'm gonna try to get it fired up and closer to the garage anyway, the way that it is. I'm not gonna touch the key switch again. That was the problem. I touched that key switch and it's probably gummed up inside. I've got a bunch of them. We can swap it out and put the tumbler in it so we can keep the same original key. So let me put this thing down and see if I can get it over here. See if we can do this without dying. Come on. Trans fluid. Well, now I can't get it to shut off. I don't want to touch that key. I'm gonna sit here and just idle at like 400 RPM. There we go. Finally, a little more trans fluid. I think we'll get it. All right, try again here. Hopefully this sucker will run like it did. Start. Back around. Maybe. Come on. Oh, we're doing it. Well, I thought we were. Son of a bitch. I got just a little bit left in here. See if I can't fall in the engine bay. Stay running, little buddy. Stay running. Stay running. You got it. Come on. Stay running. You can do it. Stay running. It wants to live, I'm telling you. Yeah. Just a little much more. We'll get her. Man, just a little bit further. One more hit. Well, I guess that's gonna have to be good enough because we have no more transmission fluid. Now it won't die. She wanted to die then. Alright, well, I got within reach of the garden hose, so reach of the garden hose, that's good enough. Well, she was heating up a little bit, burning the goo off everything. And even got a little bit of steam coming out of the radiator. It's a little bit wet. It had some coolant in it. Hopefully it was coolant, not water. But I don't plan on using this motor for the mere fact that it is very sludged up. I had the valve covers off 5 years ago when I got it, and man, it's bad. So, and hell, even the valve covers are rusted out from where all the water's been sitting in there for years. So anyway, I plan on plucking all this out. I was hoping to use that transmission for a little bit, because I've got a 302 I want to put in it, and I was wanting to use that transmission. It's a C4, just for the sake of everything still hooking up and not have to change dry shaft and all that stuff, because I got an AOD I want to eventually put in it, but just for getting it on the road, I just want to leave it in there. But maybe it is that low on fluid. Why would it come out? We have a bad seal somewhere. I mean, it's kind of damp on the pan, but man, it ain't pouring out. We put probably 2 quarts in it, 3, so maybe it was that low, I don't know. But I do know I drove it from the driveway to the barn whenever I had it running. Anyway, we're gonna wash this off and we'll go from there. Well, I assume you guys can see the weather outside. It was raining while I was pressure washing. I'm soaking wet. It was actually trying to sleet on me a little bit, so I think we're gonna call it for today on working on the, I still ain't got a name for it. We'll call it the rust bucket for now, but call it for today. I got other plans for this evening, but got a lot of the junk off of it, and moss, leaves and sticks and stuff, and we'll see what the next video brings on working on that. I'd like to get it in here and do a real good assessment on it, check transmission fluid, stuff like that. We'll do a good look over with a light on it.